With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
Not gonna lie to you, there's a tournament that I'm dialed into, ladies and gentlemen, and it's occurring in Oklahoma City. And Brian Hartman's provided incredible coverage over at tclub.team for us the entire time. And last night, I had a choice. See, we're talking about how we have to make choices, you know, as sports fans now. And I chose our softball tournament last night over the NBA. How about you, Brian? What'd you watch last night? Softball tournament of the NBA? I'm not going to pretend, you know, like sit in here and pretend like I watched the NBA game last night. I watched that incredible game that went to extra innings last night. In fact, Laura and I, we gave up on it at midnight because I was like, I got to get some sleep. I mean, you look at me right now. You know I need some damn beauty sleep. But I'm going to tell you right now. That game last night between Arkansas and Nebraska was incredible. I mean, the plays these kids were making in the field, both third basemen, I mean, making one stop after another, after another. I mean, it's exciting. I'm not going to lie to you. It's exciting. And the fact that the Lady Vols, I listened to Texas radio, bro. I can't do Brian Rice. No offense to him. I listen, and you know, you have a choice now. Everybody gets a choice. And so I listened to a Texas radio broadcast yesterday, a guy doing the game, really good. He couldn't believe it. Nobody does this to the Longhorns in the first game, he said. I wrote in the blog today, at one point he said, you almost get the feeling that the first score in this game is going to win with the pitching staffs both teams have. And then, Brian, what happened right after that? A 3-run ding-a-linger, Bri. 3-run ding-a-linger.
Let's put that in perspective. You have a girl from Farragut, Elsa Morrison, who is a freshman, but at this point in the season, there's really no such thing as a freshman. She's played so much.
Yes.
But it's her first ever at bat on that stage, in that venue,
against
that event.
Texas. I'm getting chills, Brian, thinking
and
about
she's
that.
facing the reigning 2025 World Series MVP who's won 25 games and a defending national champion. And the first pitch she sees, she crushes it. She didn't go up there afraid. She didn't take a few pitches to sort of, and then when you do that in the moment, the nerves might actually come to you and you think, well, the stage, you could get swallowed up by how big it is. That didn't happen. And her team, she won the game for her team on that one swing.
Incredible game. This Marhetic girl, is flat out next level. Carlin Pickens is beautiful. At the bed
Marjecko.
store. What do we call her?
Sage Marjecko.
Yeah, I call her Marhetic because it reminds me of a player from the North American Soccer League called Pato Marhetic, Bino. So I'm not good with names. That's how I remember her name. So you're gonna have to take me being like 80% right, like generally. Bino Jeff, how are you on this Friday? As we're gonna do a watch along. The baseball Vols. By the way, later on in the hour, after Hughie's done with whatever it is he's got to do, we're going to get the latest and greatest as we're going to be joined by none other than Mark in the Lumbo, Bino, who last night worked overtime for us because he's in Columbus. And he worked overtime for us last night and went and got the scoop on what's going on with Chaz Coleman. And let's just say only in Tennessee. Pete Nakos is out there reporting today for everybody to see that there's one AWOL player. One AWOL, top of the line, top of the mark player. Now that practice is officially reconvened and he's now on the practice field, and I don't think he's going to be, but Mark in Colombo will be by here in about a half hour to give you the skinny because he talked to his coach last night and he's got the full scoopy on what's going on with this guy, and it's not good from a Tennessee perspective. But Bino, how excited are you for today, the weekend? Did you watch any of the softball? That's a sport you play or you pump?
Tony, I am pumped for the weekend. It's playoff time, World Series time for the Lady Vols, and I did watch most of that game yesterday. Just a great start for them, and the freshman from Farragut set the tone for them. And that's a great win for the Lady Vols, and look forward to baseball Vols getting started today as well. And I made the wrong choice last night. I did watch the NBA rather than watching Women's College Softball World Series, and I don't know why, because the entire NBA playoffs have been complete dreck. Even the series that go 7 games, there doesn't seem to be one competitive game in the 7.
It's a broken product, man. Broken product. And Adam Silver, by the way, coming out yesterday and saying it's a good sign of a really healthy league. I'm telling you, if these people didn't have China, they'd be in big trouble, man. Their numbers aren't great on television. And they've got a lot of young stars, but they've got so many non-competitive teams in their regular season trying to lose. So many bloated contracts. It's a broken sport, man. No offense to them.
It's just hard for it to hold my attention.
Yep.
The softball tournament was so much easier on my attention span.
It's better. Brian, it's so fast. Bino, you would have loved a guy like
even
you.
When Lady Vols aren't playing, even with games that don't involve them are more easier on my attention span.
Brian, Bino, a guy like you that loves seeing kids picket in the infield, these 2 third basemen last night in this game, I'm not telling you how much it held my attention, and I'm not kidding, okay? Now I had to get to sleep, and it was after midnight, and they were still playing. But I put the game on. I Googled through the searchy Nebraska play-by-play because I wanted to hear from the Nebraska standpoint. And, that was Arkansas's first ever appearance in that thing, Bri?
Yes, it is.
They were not
afraid. And
Mississippi
State, too.
They were not afraid.
They handled the moment better than Mississippi State did.
Well, let me say this. The Lady Vols get Texas Tech tomorrow afternoon. I've decided I hate Texas Tech softball. I find them reprehensible, deplorable, disgraceful. 2026 NIL, they're gross. I think Patrick Mahomes and his wife are annoying. I stand against the whole lot of them. And I want Our Lady Vols, who they come and stole our third baseman. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's enough of them. It's enough. They've made me sympathetic. Now that I've heard the whole story, they've made me sympathetic because I jumped all over Florida on Monday, which, it's fun to do that. But then when you hear the whole story, Bino, you got to reroute it. And yesterday we find out from Kevin Brockaway, Gainesville's son, that a woman in the handicap seating took a placard, like a fan, one of those things you use to cool yourself off, and beat Jason Williams' daughter over the head with one of them, Bino. That's why she got ejected. And I was thinking to myself, well, Florida fans have evolved, because back in the day, she would have thrown a water balloon full of, or a balloon full of urine at her. So they've evolved, Bino. Now we just assault people with placards.
Or a real fan that was still plugged up, something like that.
Or
the beauty of the women's game, Tony, is it's just so you have to be so picture perfect in whatever you do, because it's so compacted and so fast.
Yep.
Can't bobble it. You have to be precise hitting, pitching. It's just a precision game. So it is fun to watch and challenging.
No joke. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't follow the Lady Vols like during the year because I don't have the bandwidth for it. Lady Vol softball. I'm not gonna sit here and act like we cover it. Brian Hartman does a great job over it once a week for us on Wednesdays. Great job all season. And he's gone and invested his time in it, and we're fully behind that. I would love to see Karen Weekly. You go double figure times to that thing. You deserve to win one. And then people can quit talking about, well, you had Monica Abbott and you didn't win. And, Titans Bill thinks it's funny to do his sophomoric impression of her. It's totally sophomoric. But I'll tell you this right now. Their professional league is going to make it. You can laugh at that if you want. Like Bino said, it's a compact version of the game. The gals that play it, there's an equal amount of beauty and brute force in that sport. There's some really big women that play that game, and then there's these just elegant looking, model looking, beautiful, and listen, beauty of face and skin. Let's not fool ourselves here. It matters. You think, let me tell you something. You think I'd be sitting in this chair for 32 years if I didn't have this face? People, when they see me out, they go, "You are handsome." I said, "Yeah, I know." You think about me trying to get this thing off the ground from with all the winds blowing in my face, all the big radio companies, all getting that wind at your face. But you get up every day, you put that face forward. 30 years later, you look kind of weathered. But man, good looking. It wasn't easy. Haven't been easy going through life. Beautiful. So beauty of face and skin matters. I'll tell you this right now, Bino. I say their league makes it. I say that league. I say people, that carves out a niche. That professional league.
Yeah, you would think so, Tony. You would think that's one that certainly has a chance to make it.
Yep. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Hey, Bri, this gal that pitches for Nebraska, who's a senior, 4-year senior, she pitched for Oklahoma at one time, then she hurt her shoulder, and she's had the Tommy John, as people say. She fields that position, Brian, like a cat, like a wild cat out there, man. She moves. Laura was like, God, look how athletic she is. She gets to every single ball. Bino, they turned 2 double plays in her game last night balls hit back to the pitcher. And she made great plays on both of them. You know how hard it is to turn two in that sport as compact as that those bases are, Bino?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, she made, and you got to make an incredible relay throw. You got to put the ball right there for that pivot woman, or whatever you want to say, to turn around and get that play over to first base. Anyway, I'm excited about the Lady Vols. Tomorrow, what time's that game, Bri? Eastern time?
3:00 on ABC.
God, yes, on
so
ABC.
Hopefully you have a baseball game at 5 right after the Lady Vols get done vanquishing Texas Tech. And then you have a winner's bracket baseball game at 5. That's what we all want.
Hey, y'all. And Hughie's going to join here momentarily. Am I calling him or is he calling me?
Call him during the break.
Call him, okay. Celtic Drew's got the best line. Laura screenshotted it yesterday for me over here at the U2. By the way, we'll do a little Lister watch party while the game's going on. But I'm also going to get into a topic about Chaz Coleman. Mark in Columbus, who I know many of you see as a heel. And I do kind of think he's sort of a weirdo. But he's going to give us a story. And it's not good. I cannot get over how little that guy looks. That guy doesn't look like he's touched a barbell in 4 months. He went AWOL on the Vols, we were talking about yesterday with Matt Dixon, I don't know, right early in spring ball. It's been at least three weeks since that guy's done anything physical. Even if he showed up right now, there's no way he could play college football this fall. They put all their eggs in his basket. They let Jordan Ross go. They let Herring go to South Carolina. And they've got one quality defensive end right now, the kid from Tulane. And Christian Gass, who's, Christian Gass belongs in our bullpen baseball team. I mean, what are we doing? What is this? Are we serious? Is this serious? Why does this continue to happen here? And I'll give Celtic Drew a shout out. He said it's day job boo all over again. Only here, Bino, do we get the lemon. Only here do we get a guy that's supposedly the number 2 player in the portal. And I've been wanting him to play in the portal forever. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to blame Josh Heupel for this. Bino, how come his position coach at Penn State didn't know this guy didn't want to work? Because I think that's what this is. I think that's ultimately what this thing is. I don't think this guy liked that strength and conditioning coach. And I don't think this guy wanted to work. I'm just going to call it what it is. After talking to Columbus last night.
Yeah, I can't I can't believe, Tony, that this isn't a surprise also to the members of the staff that came from Penn State. Whatever has happened with this kid is something they couldn't have seen. Had they have seen it, then I don't believe there's any way that they would have recommended that we take the kid here. They're not going to bring a kid that had been a headache to a new spot that they're going to and continue on with that. This is apparently a kid that's not sure he wants to play college football anymore. I'm surprised this doesn't happen more, Tony, with the short period of the transfer portal.
That's a great point.
For both sides to get familiar with each other.
Yep.
I think it's going to happen more and more. We all make decisions without enough information that we regret. And I just think that's going to be an ongoing issue with the open transfer and NIL.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? You would think it would happen more often. I just, you're right. How did those Penn State coaches, people want to blame Heupel? How about his position coach who we hired? I mean, what are we doing? It's not serious. This is not serious. Letting Jordan Ross go and letting Herring go when you could have just taken the money that you paid this guy and paid both those guys and had them both here. That's not serious. Do you guys know that Jordan Ross is projected a first-round pick? I'm sorry. I didn't do it. That's not serious. I'm sorry. I mean, our head coach makes $10 million a year. Danny White, they're pumping $300 million through this thing. They're building a hotel. The hotel's skinnier than Chaz Coleman, by the way. Looks like the Space Needle. Chaz Coleman looks like G-Max Tapeworm jumped into his body somehow. I want a scientific look at that. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? As I continue with more on the other side, Hughie joins. And meanwhile, the college football world, one thing I want to get into with Hughie is they're getting ready to turn their guns on this Pete Golding guy, and they're going to try to make an example out of him, which is really funny because I don't know if they want to mess with this dude, but we'll talk about it. We'll continue on the other side. The Vols today go off. Hopefully they go off just like the Lady Vols did. Tennessee, get a quick 3-0 start in today's game and let Blanco do his thing. The crafty lefty. So continue with more on the other side. The windy righty returns right after this. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a T-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
School is out, so let's kick off summer with your Knoxville Smokies. Next week is a huge week for your Smokies. He's back. It's the king himself. It's Elvis night on Thursday. Get your herd together because it's Chick-fil-A night on Friday with post-game fireworks. Live wrestling and fireworks for wrestling night on Saturday, and Sunday, it's our kids' summer kickoff. Yes, it's June 7th. 6-7. It's jam-packed, so get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Smokies! It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. That women's softball deal, I'm going to tell you right now, I am 100% serious. That's a great sporting event. If you've never given that a chance, do yourself a favor and give it a chance. Last night's game, I'm not afraid to tell you, between Arkansas and Nebraska was an incredible sporting event. Nebraska hit a 2-run home run, like way into extra innings, like 10th or 11th inning. I was listening to the radio call. I think it was the 11th inning maybe, which is several innings of extra inning baseball. It's like the equivalent of a baseball game going 15, something of that ilk. The defense played in that game last night was phenomenal. The chutzpah that the Lady Vol showed yesterday in the face of Texas was phenomenal. And somebody needs to knock this Texas Tech group out with White Chocolate, who's a total commodian, the way he behaved toward the Florida fans that did nothing but put up with him for half a season. Guy's a total commodian. Now joining us on the program, I don't mean comedian, I mean commodian. As now joining us on the program, breaking it down scientifically, moving right to left across your device. Ladies and gentlemen, in 3 or vertical hold. Here for his Friday appearance, his name is the great Mike Huguenin. He's presented by Tom Gouffon, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Shout out to Taylor, 5th generation. And you'll be glad to know that I saw the great Tom Gouffon last week at the TMG Fest 1. There will be a TMG Fest 2. TMG Fest 1 was a rousing success. And Hughie, welcome in. How you doing, my man?
Doing quite well. Quite well.
Hughie, you fired me up, you focused me, and you prepared me. Hughie, Pete Nakos is reporting that, no surprise, Chaz Coleman not there for Tennessee's first day of mandatory practice. We don't expect him to be there unless he, unless he vaporizes in or teleports in. Hughie, Bino Jeff Henderson, who you've known Lo these many years, said, it's remarkable in an era where these teams and leagues and players get to know each other for like 2 weeks during the recruiting process, that this type of thing doesn't happen more often, where a player comes to a school and says, you know what, that's just not for me. I'm going home. That's a good thought by Bino. Isn't that a good thought that hasn't happened more? And Bino said it will happen more as time goes on.
Yeah, I think the idea that when you recruit a kid in high school, it used to be if you chose somebody else, you're like, okay, fine. But I think now coaches are realizing, yeah, he might choose this other school, but a year from now he might be in the portal. So I'm not gonna, I'm gonna stay in touch with him. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, because there is a lot of instances where if you recruit a kid in high school, you learn this kid's a great kid, or this kid's iffy, or this kid's a turd. And my assumption is there's a lot of kids now that you recruit out of the portal that you have no prior acquaintance with. So it is much more of a crapshoot. It has to be done quickly, especially in basketball. So I think prior relationships are going to be just as important as they were in high school recruiting. When a kid gets back in the portal, you get a better idea of who he is. And I think that this situation is a case of, you're looking for an edge rusher with certain traits, with an upside. Tennessee brings him in, and for whatever reason, it's obvious the kid isn't a good fit and not going to play. And that messes with your roster big time, especially of a kid of this ilk. And that is going to impact the team on the field. And that kind of decision, you can't make those decisions as a coach. You're burned by a decision you made through no fault of your own.
And Bino, the problem here is this has happened now 3 times to Josh Heupel in an off season where they're staring down the barrel of a very difficult schedule. And Hughie, do the math with me here, okay? Because I was talking to somebody last night that covers the Vols for a living, and he reminded me, do you know how many running quarterbacks are on the schedule this year? The kid at Georgia Tech, that kid's going to be able to move around. The Mendoza kid, that's one. Texas and Arch Manning, obviously he can run around. And when you don't have quality defensive end play, this is what you're gonna be faced with, guys that can run around. The guy, Byron Brown, he'll run around, right, for Auburn. That's a can't-lose game for the Vols. We were talking about this last Friday. You cannot let Comrade Golish come in here and beat you with the team he has when you're in your 6th year. I mean, that he can run around, right, Hughie? The guy from go ahead.
Yeah, Byron Brown. Byron Brown's a very good athlete, very athletic, definitely a dual threat.
What about who else in the league has a running quarterback? I'll give you the teams on Tennessee's schedule. Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
He's mobile. Mobile. Yeah.
Arkansas.
Don't know.
Kentucky.
I don't know who their sport. Kentucky. Yeah, Kenny Minchie's a very good athlete. Yeah, he can run.
Who else, guys? LSU. The kid from Arizona State.
Yeah, Leavitt, when healthy, he's not a guy who beats you with the quarterback run game. He's the guy who beats you with the quarterback making a run off a broken play. Because Leavitt's the kind of guy, we got him trapped for a 6-yard loss. He escapes and runs for 15. He's mobile, got a high football IQ, but he's also injury prone. But yeah, Leavitt can hurt you with his legs.
That's kind of the problem here, Beanstar. When you let 2 defensive ends go and you put your eggs in this basket. And Bino made another good point, which is you would have thought the Penn State coaches, including the guy that coached him, is on this staff. You would have thought those guys could have seen this coming, Hughie.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's why this happens a lot. You got players who, you mentioned Byron Brown following Alex Golish to Auburn. Well, I think they brought in 4 or 5 USF guys. At Florida, Summerall hired Buster Faulkner from Georgia Tech as his offensive coordinator. He brought 4 guys with him from Tech. Yep. So, yeah, you assume that there is a relationship between the coaches and the players, and also a very explicit, this guy's a good kid, or this guy's talented but a turd, or this guy we want nothing to do with. So obviously, maybe Coleman just became, I don't know, too big-headed or something. Who knows what happened? But that's the kind of thing. Yeah, again, if you're bringing a guy for depth and this happens, you don't care. But if you're bringing in a guy for a high-profile spot and you're spending money on him, real money, that impacts the way you do things when the season starts. Because Coleman, from all I read, he's going to be Tennessee's leading pass rusher. So no, I guess he's not now.
Two most important positions on the field in the modern game. Well, there's really three of them. You better have excellent play in your secondary, your cornerbacks. You better have excellent defensive ends, and you better have a very good quarterback if you want to win today. Those are the money positions in the NFL. Those are the money positions in NIL. And Tennessee let two guys go. They put their eggs in a basket of a guy who literally looks like he's not going to come back from Ohio. I mean, you cannot make that up. That is bizarre. That is bizarre.
We're basically in June.
And we're in June.
And
there's nowhere to go. Right.
Camp starts in 2 months. And, if this guy had gotten hurt or quit in spring practice, you at least, we can adapt. But it's much harder to adapt when spring practice has been over for a month and a half and you're 2 months from the start of the preseason camp.
Hughie, let's pivot. Greg Sankey put his finger in the air. You and I have to laugh at this. It said, if you all want a 2014 playoff, then so be it. What else was he going to do? Hughie, what else was he going to do?
You sort of, we talked about this last week, you sort of wish he had held firm, but I think he realized it's better to give in than look bad and give in. So he's like, okay, my coaches want this, so I'll fight for them. I'll fight with them. I think he's right. I think a 2014 playoff is beyond stupid. This is one case where I'm fully on board with what Sankey wanted. I think 16 is too many. I think 12 is fine. I think college football is eating itself in some respects. Then you had people posturing at the SEC spring meetings. Maybe the SEC needs to break away. It's getting, I don't know, it's getting harder and harder to be a fan. I said during the season, football and basketball, that every Saturday in the fall, college football is awesome. The other 6 days, it's garbage. College basketball, 2 days a week, it's awesome. The other 5 days are garbage. It's getting, there's 12 days in a year where college football is not garbage. That's it. It's disconcerting, disappointing, discouraging, infuriating, the stuff that some of these people are bringing up and following through on.
Bino, do you find that to be the case? That it's a discouraging thing being a college football fan right now?
I think it's a head in the sand kind of thing up until game day. Game day is still wonderful. I have no problem with game day. But all of the stuff that you have to wade through to get to game day it's exhausting. I'll say that.
The phrase I've coined for this iteration, Hugh, and I think you think I'm kind of a pretty bright guy. I call this unprofessional sports. When you're exchanging the kind of money these people are exchanging, and you don't have a collective bargaining agreement because you don't feel like making these guys, you don't feel like giving these people a seat at the table, and then you've got the president of the University of Georgia saying, why don't we just break off and, I don't know, like form our own league. We'll do like the USFL 1986. We'll go in the fall. We'll go against the whole sport. That's the dumbest damn thing I've ever heard in my life. Do you know how bored we would all get playing against ourselves while the rest of the world is going on. I mean, why didn't that guy listen to himself, Hughie? Is that supposed to be like some kind of threat? That's asinine.
Yeah, it is. And you're, I think I've said this on your show many times too. I used to, when I was in my 20s and even into my 30s, I was of the opinion that academicians are legitimately smart. And now that I'm in my early 60s, I'm like, yeah, a lot of academicians are smart, but there are also a lot of stupid ones. And that is one of the stupidest ideas. I mean, you're going to take your ball and go home. And, the reason? They want to cheat more than anybody else does. They want to make their own rules, not have to follow the rules that everybody else sets. If we want to pay $50 million for a roster, we should be allowed to do so. Well, that's, you can argue that all day long. But to me, college athletics is sort of like the Shawshank Redemption. Andy Dufresne escapes, walks through sewage to get to freedom. Well, in this case, freedom is Saturday, and the sewage is everything else that's going on in college athletics.
It's sad. I've come around to 24 teams. I'm not going to lie to you. I've just come around to it because I think it gives a lot more teams an opportunity. It opens up the sport, and it lets my alma mater get to the playoff more. And unfortunately, that's how we are in life. What benefits us is what we care about.
Yeah.
That's and I'm just being honest with you. That's how we've gotten to where we've gotten, because everybody involved in this thing is thinking what's best for me, not what's best for my sport, for me. And really, for me at this point in time, not what's it going to look like 10 years from now. I'm convinced that these athletic directors and these presidents don't give a damn if the sport exists in 50 years. As long as they can line their coffers right now and pull as much money out of this for themselves, their families, and everybody, and their schools, and everybody involved. Bino, this thing looks to me like that's all we're thinking about now is the here and now, and not what's good for the sport.
Yeah, I think one thing that Sankey said yesterday that probably rings true that none of us want to hear is at some point you have to be willing to be governed. And that sport right now, no one is willing to be governed by any.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, remember when the CSC thing came about? Everybody's like, this will help solve everything. Yep. Well, it's not even a year old, and everybody wants it blown up because, rules are great, except when they apply to me.
Yep.
If this is a stupid rule, let's get rid of it. Well, that's not the way things work. Though that's the way these folks think it should be. And it's like, driving 85 on the interstate. Well, everybody's doing it. Well, not really. And just because you want to do it, that's not the rule. So the CSC is a perfect example to me of what's wrong with college athletics. Everybody's gung-ho about it, and yet a year later, everybody wants it blown up because it impacts them a little bit adversely, they think. But yeah, I mean, perfect example is the Ole Miss situation with Clemson. Going by what Dabo says and the stuff Dabo had, Pete Golding broke the rules. It's like Brendan Sorsby at Texas Tech. And Texas Tech admits it. Yeah, he bet on sports. He bet on his own team. But come on, let's get serious here. Everybody bets now, so make him eligible again so we can have a good football team this fall.
What they said is, he's a gambling addict, and it's kind of like a disease, and you need to just forgive him. Well, no, kid, you bet on football. And see, here's the thing. I'm a forgiver and forgetter in life. But forgiving and forgetting doesn't mean that person that forgives you forgive and forget on, it doesn't mean they don't have consequences for their actions. Sorsby cannot play college football. He can't.
No.
I'm sorry. If you bet on a sport you're involved in, you cannot put your uniform on. And here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you right now. He's going to go right into that supplemental draft. And Jimmy Haslam, who has a halfway house for quarterbacks up there, we'll have the young Sanders kid and the massage parlor king. They'll teach his kid the ropes up there in Cleveland. I mean, that's what's going to happen. The Cleveland Browns are going to take him in the supplemental draft. It's a great spot for the guy. No offense to him.
But if I'm an NFL team, I'm a little bit leery.
I don't touch him. I don't touch him.
No, it's not like he gambled once or twice. He's gambled for like 6 years.
On thousands of things. His admission, thousands of things.
Yeah, Turkish wrestling or something. You're like, good God.
He's a bigger degennerate than I am in sports.
It reminds me. It's like Art Schleicher back in the 70s.
That's what I say, yeah.
Great quarterback.
Yep.
Got all sorts of help. I've quit gambling.
Yep.
Still gambled. Got caught again. I'm going to quit this time.
Yep.
Get it again. So you feel bad for Sorsby in a way, but like you said, consequences. And it's not like people don't know that you're not allowed to gamble on college athletics. But I think perfect. Texas. Let's put it this way: if this quarterback was at Oklahoma State, a Big 12 rival, Texas Tech would be like, this kid cannot play college sports anymore. But because it's their guy, oh, sure, overlook the rules, feel bad for him, let him play, and let us be good this fall.
My conclusion is that these people only want what's best for them in this moment.
For them, yeah.
That's why this whole thing, hey, look, a guy called me yesterday. NAACP doesn't want kids to go to these states who gerrymandered themselves and all that, everything that's gone with that and the voting. Okay, fine. You think one kid is going to listen to that when somebody puts a bag in front of them? Let me help you out with that. The answer is hell no. Because we're all about us in this moment. That's all we care. That's all these schools care about. It's all Danny White cares about. It's all these athletic directors all across the board care about. It's why we're building these big buildings on our campus nobody needs. It's why LSU has a lazy river going around it. I mean, it's asinine, this money grab. And Bino, let me ask you something. You're a Colts fan. Would you take Sorsby for the Colts? You guys have needed a quarterback for years.
Absolutely not, Tony. No. I mean, we had Art Schleicher.
Oh, I forgot about that. He was a Colt, wasn't he?
He was at one time.
He was going to be a pretty good player.
I think we're right back to your Shawshank Redemption reference. I think college football better get busy living or get busy dying. One of the two.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I used to laugh at the idea that college athletics needs a commissioner, but I'm starting to come around. They need somebody to sort of whip everybody in shape. And yes, you have to obviously worry about your school, your conference.
Yep.
But at some point, somebody needs to step back and say, well, I think they do realize the sport's in trouble. College athletics is in trouble because of NIL. But the only thing that can save us is Congress. Okay, I'm 63 years old.
Thank you.
That is one of the stupidest things.
Thank you.
Idea
Thank you.
that folks in Washington, D.C. are going to save college athletics from itself. Are you kidding me? Good God.
Both parties, you got to be kidding me. Those people up there can't tie their shoes. And here's the other thing. Until they get them to the table, Hughie, and say, okay, guys, let's iron out a deal. But here's the thing about that, okay? Major League Baseball right now is as popular as it's been in a long time. It's taken them 30 years to get themselves back. And those dumbasses, after this season, are going to lock these players out. And they've got generational young stars in that game. This Ohtani guy, Bino, can you imagine locking the game out right now with the amount of young stars and the amount of momentum and the amount of filled buildings they have right now? Can you imagine what they're getting ready to do, Bino? Because they are going to do it.
Yes. I saw the salary cap proposal. That's probably what the game needs, but it's never going to get there.
No.
You've already let that ship sail.
And they'll sit there for 2 years now because they let themselves get this cockeyed because their players have gotten used to this. Imagine what the college football players gotten used to. Look at the proposal, the bipartisan proposal from a couple days ago. You think coaches are going to go for they can't leave their team till the year's over to start recruiting for their new team? You think coaches are ever going to go for that? The answer is no, they're not. You think players are ever going to go for a one-time transfer? That will get challenged in court in 5 minutes. As soon as it becomes legislation, 5 minutes, that thing's overturned. It's a total joke.
I mean, there's a couple things in the Bible, and the idea that they're selling it is, hey, look, this is a bipartisan bill.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
you got the Democrats working with Republicans, cats and dogs getting along. Mm-hmm. Well, you dive a little deeper, you're right. There's some things in there that's legitimate. But other things in there, like you said, you may as well give me $18 million for taking a breath, because that's about as likely as me getting $18 million taking a breath. Some of the stuff that's in that bill.
Here's the other. Here's the other thing, Huggy. When they go to 24, you mentioned your age, right? Here's the deal. You and I have lived long enough now that we're going to see college football playoff games on streaming services. Now, people can laugh at that if they want. The NBA did it this year. You don't know what channel a game is on if you want to go watch one. It's either going to be on Peacock. Brian, what was the other streaming service they use? Amazon. But they're all over the place. They're going to do the exact same thing to college football. And I'm back to this. Do they care whether or not, once they make a deal with Amazon, whether or not you tune it in? No. Because they're going to get their bag. They're going to get, just like the NBA got their bag, they're going to get their bag, and we're all going to have to make choices now. And that's where we are. That's just straight up where, because they don't care about us. They just don't.
Well, the idea that football games will tell you 6 days before the game starts what time.
There you go. It's a great example.
So, and you're right. TV money, it doesn't go up or down with the audience over a 5-year stretch. The freight has been paid for. Now, if the ratings do drop, obviously they're not going to make as much money later on. But also the streaming thing, I got my daughter, I got nephews. They could care less. They couldn't care less about something on streaming. But at some point, I think there are people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s that do get irritated. What do you mean this game isn't on ABC? What do you mean it's on Amazon Prime streaming? It does get old, and I'm one of the ones who I would turn on the TV to watch an NBA game, like, oh crap, this one's on Amazon Prime or whatever. Can't even watch it because I don't
watch Thursday Night Football. Hey, Huggy.
No,
I ain't watching that.
No, and now the NFL's playing on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. At what point do colleges already play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yep.
They're not going to play Monday. They're not going to play Sunday. So the TV games, if you're a Mac student, you could spend 5 years in school and have 15 games on Saturdays and 14 on Tuesday at your home stadium.
Bino, this is a wild era, man, we're living in right now because there are no rules.
Yeah.
No rules.
No, and it's crazy. And Tony, we've talked about this on the show before, and Mike, I'll throw it at you. I think many people are coming to the conclusion that the answer is collective bargaining. How are you going to get there? I mean, why would the players unionize when they've already got everything? They don't need representation.
And I believe in some states, especially those I'm not sure which one, but I think some in the South, public employees are not allowed to strike. So, and that does make a difference when you talk about collective bargaining and that kind of stuff. If players are employees and are under a union contract or non-union contract or whatever, but you're right, players would be giving up a lot. Again, I think it's better off if college athletics is going to be this. I think it's better off that student athletes are school employees because a lot more can be controlled then.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that's ever going to happen because if I'm a $5 million quarterback at Texas Tech, I don't care what happens to the $10,000 a year third string tight end at Tulsa.
So
I guess that might be the answer, Mike, maybe there are enough of those $10,000 guys that do need to be unionized. That's the hope.
Yeah. There's more of them than there are now.
Yes,
and you know what, guys?
That's true.
That's always what ends these lockouts anyway. When the rank and file guys start running out of checks, that's what happened in the NFL strike in '87.
Yes,
they lost their money very quickly. A bunch of guys went back to the Dallas Cowboys and were playing the scab teams. And you Cowboy fans are acting like you did something. You give me a break. All right. Hey, Hughie, on the way out, your mover of the week presented by Gufon Moving and Storage. By the way, Mark and Colombo coming up after the break, and we'll do our watch party during that as well as the Tennessee baseball team gets underway. Mark and Colombo's talked to someone extremely close to Chaz Coleman, who knows the kid. He did some homework and some research for us. You're going to hear some exclusive stuff. And you do with it what you will, but I want him to share it with us rather than me taking credit for it, because I do believe what Colombo is about to share with us. But I'm going to let you decide if you believe or if you but he's going to give us some stuff on Coleman on the other side of Hughie, presented by the great Gufon Moving and Storage. Since the late 1800s, they've been making it happen. Across several generations, the longest owned moving and storage company in these United States of America. And Taylor Gufon holding it down now, 5th generation. Say it, know it, and write it down. Hughie, who's our mover of the week?
Okay, I'm a Major League Baseball fan of one team, the San Francisco Giants. Tony Vitello is my mover of the week down. It is a brutal squad. The coaching staff is not very good. The pitching staff is not very good. Plus, I think Vitello handles them poorly. His batting orders are beyond bizarre. I got to think that in his heart of hearts, Tony Vitello was like, I should have stayed in Knoxville because this is a joke. The Giants are horrendous. Again, you have writers saying that, specifically mentioning that the third base coach needs to be fired. It's a bad staff. It's a horrible team. I think Vitello is the master, at least this season, of he's talking a lot, but he's not saying anything. I mean, his post-game press conferences are just, the typical word salad, and they are a horrible, horrible team. And I think part of that rests on Vitello.
I thought he would do a lot of things today, Bino. I didn't think he would crush our guy in here, Beanstar. But the man's a Giants fan, and he's certainly, when you step into that realm and you're Tony, that's what you're going to get, right? When you're saddled with a team like him.
That's the thing.
The team sucks.
Do you think he's in danger, Mike? Or can Posey kind of protect him at least?
Well, Posey.
I think he's in trouble too.
Is this? If you're a Giants fan of a certain age, Posey means more to you than Willie Mays does. 3 World Series champs, NL Rookie of the Year. Buster Posey's like Mr. Giant. I think he has some built-in goodwill. But every move he's made has been brutal. Now, the team he took over is not talented. And the team Vitello is managing is not that talented. I think the problem I have with Vitello and the writers in the Bay Area have is he doesn't seem to have the right buttons to push to make sure they improve incrementally. Their base running, they do stuff that little league teams would be embarrassed by. I think Vitello is fine. I don't think he's getting fired this year, but if they're sitting there next year at this time with the exact same record, I think he would be fired. And I think Posey will be feeling the heat next year at this time too, if they're this bad again.
You're the man, Hughie. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you next week. Thanks, man.
I don't know if we're going to have him back again, Bri, after that.
Right before his former program's about to play their first NCAA tournament game.
Utterly brutal.
What timing?
The home runs getting ready to come up here, Bri, on ESPNU. Are you watching this? Hit batsman. And here comes the home run. In the 10th inning, it happened. And I mean, that announcer screamed and yelled and went crazy, and why not? Hell of a game last night. The Vols are on ESPNU. Yes, Bri?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it here.
One note, Jay Abernathy will start and bat ninth in center field.
So who moves to right? What are we doing here? Talk to me.
Chapman is in right, and Garrett Wright's catching, and in left is your normal Blaine Brown.
And where is...
So Garrett Wright is catching.
And my designated hitter is Levi Clark?
I think it's Grindlinger. Clark's playing first.
Wow. All right, let's come back on the other side. This is going to be fun. It's interesting. We'll do our watch party. On the other side, Bino, you know I'm a sharer. I could sit here and take that information on Coleman and act like it's mine. And Colombo went and dug that up for us. Went and saw his coach. Am I doing the right thing or wrong thing here, Bino, letting Colombo have some shine? Because he is a clown. And I'll end up cutting him off at some point, down the line here. What do you think, Bino? Right thing or wrong? I think Bino already put his headset down. I think Bino's taking his little break. Breaking the action for Bino. There goes the home run. It's not as exciting as when it's coming. But Colombo on the other side, who's in Columbus, who's going to give us, talk to Coleman coach, he's going to give us what he thinks is going on here. We'll come back on the other side. Spread the word, Thunderbird. What's the price? 40 twice as we continue on your Basilio Show on a Friday after this.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
Tony B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. What's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family-owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD Ask for T3 vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
T back with you, 865-200-5402. The Vols have recorded an out. Blanco, I'll say this for Blanco, our pitcher today, his hair is utterly next level today. He's grown his mustache out. His hair is so loud that he's having trouble. He's having trouble keeping his hat on. Elander's gone out to see him. You guys know what that was about? Brian, any idea what that was about? As it's top of the first and we're having a little watch party. We're having a party on the radio. Brian Bino. Are you guys there?
We are here, Tony.
Right.
We're here. I have no idea what that conference was about. I believe this is ECU's best hitter. And he started out 2-0 on him. I don't know if Elander or somebody saw a little something in his delivery or whether they just wanted to remind him that this guy's no slouch.
All right. Bino, right thing or wrong thing, bringing Mark and Columbus in here to give us the scoop here, as he knows it.
I think it's absolutely the right thing. I think Mark's got some insight that few have, so I'm all for it.
Now, here's the thing about Mark you have to be careful with, okay? The thing you have to be careful with is all right, let me see here. Stay for what are we doing here? Hey guys, hang on, let me go back here. To the people in our chat right now, would you all not fight?
Nice play.
That's a great play. Second baseman. Who was that, Bri? Hell of a play.
That would be Marin. No, Grimmer. Excuse me. Marin's at short. Grimmer's at second.
That's a hell of a play, Bino, behind second base. Flashing the leather. That's a great play in pro ball, let alone college ball. That's a nice pick up there. Let's go back to the phones. Now, the kid in left field, he makes everything. I think the Army used to have a slogan, it's not just a job, it's an adventure. That would describe every fly ball hit at that kid in left field. It's not just a fly ball. It's an adventure. Colombo
Grimmer made a tough play easy, and Brown made a very easy play hard.
I was just told they were having a communication problem with the pitcher with his
yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So they walked out there to make sure he was okay. Let's bring Mark and Colombo in now. The Chaz Coleman situation as it's gone along. I reached out to, here's my thing, look. When you're in my line of work, okay? And I know Colombo's up there. And I know Colombo had a line on that kid because I learned that during the Penn State stuff when he was transferring in. And then when he first went off the reso, I reached out to Colombo and he reached out to some people and he was kind of led to believe it wasn't a big deal. I'm just going to give the genesis of this thing, how we've gotten to this point. And then now we're back to where we are with this whole situation. with Chaz Coleman. So today's first practice happens. Chaz Coleman's Noah Stockey. The whole football team is. Colombo, I asked him if he'd reach out and see what he could learn. And Colombo, you take it from there as I welcome you in. Mark and Columbus, welcome in on a Friday.
Hey guys, how's it going? I won't share specifically who my source is. I've told you so you can vouch for his veracity, and
yes,
I'll say he's connected to their family, to the kid and to the family. He's not coming back unless something drastically changes. He doesn't like the vibe at Tennessee. I don't know. You took a visit. Whatever. He did suffer concussion. He thinks he suffered multiple concussions. He is dealing with vertigo. They are trying to talk some sense into him. Kid, you're going to have to give back the money. Nobody's going to give you any money. You're not going to be able to play. What are we doing here? He's a goofy kid. And he's a basketball player first and foremost. He's only playing football because it's his meal ticket. And, don't kid yourself. This kid's top 10 in the draft pick talented. Ohio State was recruiting him on the field after their game versus Penn State. They want him bad. I was told he's talked to Lane Kiffin. He has talked to Ryan Day. Don't know where that's going. Lane Kiffin was the first coach to recruit him out of high school and actually recruit him as a quarterback. He was the only guy to recruit him as a quarterback because he was a high school quarterback. I was told he's gotten $500,000 so far. This is coming from his end of his money. I was also told, now whether I believe this or not, I don't know, he has taken that money and opened a sports rehab clinic in the Warren Youngstown area. And there is nothing like that up there. And so it's making money for him. Whether you want to believe that or not, I don't know. And the only reason he came to Tennessee was because of the money. We offered him probably close to $1 million more than what Ohio State was offering, and he came because of Knowles. I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. I'm trying to organize what I was told last night. But the main gist is, unless something drastically changes, he's not coming.
Bino, Jeff Henderson, any questions for Mark and Colombo? As the Vols almost had a leadoff home run, and as it was, their left fielder with an incredible, and I mean an incredible catch against the fence, Bino. How do you plead?
Yeah, it was an outstanding play, Tony.
Awesome play. I mean, what an awesome play for East Carolina. Two very good defensive plays for each team early in this college basketball game. Bino, any thoughts for Mark as he talks about this spot, how he doesn't like the vibe here, Bino?
Yeah, Mark, do you think there was any way to foresee this at all from Tennessee's standpoint? I told Tony earlier in the show, I would have thought that if the guys that coached him had any idea in the world that this kid would be a flight risk, that they would have never brought him along to start with. So is this something that just cropped up with this kid that no one expected?
Well, Bino, here's the thing. He's goofy. Like I said, he's a basketball player first. His AAU program, it would be pulling teeth to get him to travel to an AAU tournament.
Wow.
He wouldn't go. And Penn State and Columbus are about equal distance from where he is from, Warren. And Tennessee's obviously a lot further. But he was going to make Ohio State pay for the nose because they slow played him in recruiting in high school. And he's always had the structure of football, then he goes into basketball, then he goes into track. So he's always had something to do. And I asked the guy last night, I said, it just seems like if they could just hold his hand till the start of the season, they'll be fine. He says, you don't even really have to hold his hand till the season. You just got to hold his hand to the mandatory stuff. He'll be there for the mandatory stuff. He doesn't want nothing to do with the stuff that's not mandatory. Like, nothing to do with it. But Tony's reported this before, he doesn't like to be away from home. Is that part of this? I don't know. I don't see how you can foresee it. I mean, he took whatever number you want to believe, $2.6, $3 million. You know, it's just, I don't know how we take any of this seriously anymore. If this ends up coming to fruition, he's out of here. I just don't get it. This guy was the prize of the portal. He really was.
Listen, I don't blame Josh Heupel for this. I know our fans and people and these YouTube losers, some of them want to blame Heupel. I don't blame Josh Heupel for this. How's a guy like me going to say play in the portal, okay? And you need to do more of it. And then when you play in the portal and you get the number 2 guy that's ranked out of the portal, you get him on your campus and you take him, and the likes of LSU and Ohio State and all these other programs wanted him. How am I going to blame the head coach for that, Bino? And I know this is 3 times now this has happened to him. Nico's 1, Boo Carter's 2, and it looks like it's going to happen a 3rd time, but I don't know. Bino, the guys that coached him last year vouched for him. How is this Josh Heupel's fault, Bino? Help me understand that.
Yeah, the thing is, all 3 of these guys that we're discussing, there's not anyone in the world that wouldn't have taken them.
Exactly.
If they wanted to come to their school.
Exactly.
Now, there's no question that there's obviously Josh Heupel could have handled the other 2 situations better.
Yeah.
He had opportunity to manage those situations. I don't think he's had any opportunity to even manage this one.
And the other thing is, too, he hasn't been in school. He's been taking these classes online, remotely. So he hasn't had the structure of school around. Like, he's had no structure. He's had $500,000 in his pocket, and he's a goofy 19-year-old kid. I mean, I'm not excusing him. This is ridiculous.
That's what we're doing now. No, we're taking kids. We're taking
the situation.
Yeah.
The situation's just like, he's goofy.
Well,
this guy makes very sense. Like, he's a really different kind of kid.
Mark, you didn't tell me this, but I'm going to ask you this on the air, and I don't know if I'm blindsiding you. If I am, I apologize. But I understand that his uncle is his support system. I understand it's not from within his house. His uncle apparently was a football player in college somewhere, maybe at
Michigan.
Where was it?
At Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Oh, he played high level.
I believe.
Okay,
He's got a cousin who's better than him who will probably end up in Michigan.
Is that true that his uncle's really his support system in this thing?
The dad, they would go by there to take him to an AAU tournament and beg and plead, like, get your kid to come on, let's go. And his dad's like, he can do whatever he wants. He's a grown man.
Wow.
So he's got kind of the brothers they're all good athletes, but they're all kind of knuckleheads. But I believe the uncle played at Michigan. And the cousin was better than an athlete than him, is going to Michigan. I believe is going to Michigan.
Bino, I've often wondered down through time, you and I have had this conversation, I wonder how many great athletes there were that we've never seen. People that with God-given ability, but they just didn't want to go through the rigors of playing on a team, go through the workouts every day. Because I was told last night that this strength and conditioning coach has 0 time for this guy right now, and told our head coach, I got 0, and I mean 0 time for this guy right now for what he pulled in the winter. He doesn't want him back, our strength and conditioning coach.
Now, I was told the guy has been in the gym. Whether that's the Tennessee gym, I don't know. He has. Now, I've seen the pictures. He doesn't look good. I've seen the
Has he been lifting or shooting jumpers, Mark?
It doesn't look good. But I'm sorry, Bino.
Has he been lifting or shooting jumpers while he was in?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was told he's been in the gym. Like he can't, because of the concussion, he can't really be outside with sunlight. Wow. But he's been in the gym. Whether that's true, I have two eyes. I saw what he looked like in the picture they posted on the tweet. He didn't look good. So he doesn't like the involuntary stuff or the voluntary stuff. He doesn't like. I know that much. If it's mandatory, he's okay. If it's not mandatory, he don't want to be there.
Yeah, I don't think that kid's worked out at all. Personally, I don't think he's done a push-up.
Yeah.
Looking at him, but
yeah, he doesn't look good.
But you know what?
Does he think he's going to get paid? Does he think Ohio State's going to pay him? I mean,
that's crazy, right? Here's the thing about Ohio State. If I'm Ohio State, I'd say to him, kid, if you want to come, but we're giving you $1,000 in NIL money. And that's exactly what LSU will do. LSU, I got news for him and his support staff. You pull this kind of stuff on one team, you're not getting paid at your next stop. You're just not. You have to prove it. So all he's going to do here, because I think the door is still open for him to come back, but I know our strength coach doesn't want this guy back. I'm just telling you that. I talked to enough people to know our strength coach. I love this guy. That's why I was telling you before. This guy and Heupel are going to butt heads over some stuff because Heupel's going to be long-suffering with these guys, just like any coach would. And this strength coach, Bino, is not going to play with people like him. He's just not. You imagine what the strength coach would do to this kid if he came back to campus, Bino? The ropes he'd make this kid jump through?
And this kid has a tendency, when things don't go his way, he pouts. He gets talked off the ledge, has a come to Jesus moment, and locks in. Once he's locked in, he's good to go. He's a stud. It's about getting him locked in. But like I said, I was told he ain't coming back.
Wow.
Unless something drastically changes in the next few days. Like his high school basketball coach said, yeah, the kid quit like 20 times a year. It's just who he is. He quit.
Bino, how did they not know this? Surely he did that at Penn State, right, Bino? Surely,
that's
right?
What I'm saying. I can't believe that a group of coaches would come from Penn State and bring with them a kid that had already been a headache at their previous stop. I don't believe they would do that.
And got his runs, like, he couldn't play the run at Penn State. They had to pull him off the field some. Now, part of that is he didn't play down in high school. Like I said, he was a high school quarterback. So there was a learning curve there as far as playing with his hand on the ground. But, yeah, they would have to pull him off the field and run downs because he couldn't play the run. It was bad. It was really bad. But he's a freak. He
can flat out get after the quarterback. He had like 24.
He can go wreck. He can game wreck. He's a game wrecker as getting after the quarterback.
He played 74 snaps last year for Penn State and had like 18 hurries. I looked it up last night. And he had 1.5 sacks and he barely played, but he had a ton of hurries. And so the pressure rate with him is off the charts if you project it out over a season. Here's the problem, though. Are you willing to put up with him not going to workouts, which is what you have to be willing to put up with? Are you willing to put up with him not coming to these like he's not showing up with his teammates today and just sticking him out there on game day? That might be the decision they make. Maybe, you know what, Mark? Maybe they do what the Eastern Michigan golf team does. Maybe they let him train in Ohio and take the airplane in and fly in. Maybe we have a new type of athlete in the NIL era.
I mean, like, sorry, to go on to that.
Yeah.
Like, I get that it's never been pure.
Right.
Like, I'm not naive. Like,
right.
This has never been a pure operation.
Right.
But have we just totally lost the focus on what the spirit of this is supposed to be? I mean, when you make it all about money, it becomes all about money. And first Nico and now this, I'm just like, whatever. I can't take it seriously anymore.
Bino, have you heard about Eastern Michigan's golf team that finished third in the nation this year? That's gone. Is that gone, Brian? No, that's way shallow. Nope. Wow. We keep hitting these high fly balls. We're just missing pitches, Bino. It looks like we're getting good swings at the sky.
Me, Tone,
we're getting good swings at the sky, aren't we, Bino?
They are. They're barreling up most everything. I don't know what the wind situation is, but both of those swings look like during the swing that they were going further than they were. The ball that was caught along the fence, and that one was way short. So
way short.
He may have caught it off the end, and it just looked like a better barrel than it was
of what it should be. So, but what Mark's talking about, Bino, and this is what we're going to see. If we don't get a handle on this stuff, people can laugh at us if you want. Eastern Michigan golf finished third in America. And you'd say to yourself, my God, that's a great story. Like I was watching the Golf Channel. And they're interviewing this coach like it's some major accomplishment. They beat Texas heads up in team play, which is incredible. Eastern Michigan girls or women beating Texas. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's one of the great upsets of all time. Do you realize that Eastern Michigan has a benefactor, and they handpick these kids from all over the world, and they house them and they train in Southern California. Mark, stop me when I'm lying. And they fly in for matches, and they put the Eastern Michigan uniform on because they're taking classes remotely. And so why don't we just do that with Chaz Coleman? We let him take classes remotely. He sits up there with his Urkel body that he has. He comes out on the field, starts 12 football games for us. Bino, if you could get 15 sacks out of him, would you do that? Because that's what Eastern Michigan is doing.
No, Tony. The more I hear, and I don't want to judge this kid too harshly. He may have things going on I've got no idea about. But if we learned any lessons from the Boo Carter situation, the lessons here is let that kid go play if he wants to play somewhere else, wherever that is.
Well, and the lessons also, you got to start doing your due diligence. Now, I get it. The transfer portal is speed dating, and you don't get a chance. That's the problem.
Right.
You don't get a chance. You don't get a chance to know the kid like you do during a high school recruitment.
Yeah.
But the other lesson is you got to start doing your due diligence here. Like you mentioned, Nico, and everybody's look. I got a feeling that a Ryan Day or a Kirby Smart would have gotten 5 minutes of Nico's dad and said, "Thanks, but no thanks. We're not dealing with that."
See, that's the other thing, though. When you're in Tennessee spot, you've got to gamble. When you're in Ohio State or Georgia spot, or now even Indiana spot, you don't have to gamble. You have people wanting to come play for you. Tennessee's in a spot where they have to gamble on kids like this. That's why I do blame the Penn State guys, because if what you're telling us, Mark, is something that's gone back from boyhood, and we all knew kids like that. We all knew kids like that, where the coach would show up at the door, bang on the door, and it was 50% whether or not the kid was going to come out and play. Anybody, Bino, that's been around youth sports knows that's true. There are kids that are like that. Now, those kids generally do not stick as a major college player because you have to commit to it, which might be what happens to this kid, Bino. He might wash out for that reason, and that's okay. If he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to play. It's okay to be talented and, in something and not want to stick to it and go do it.
That's right.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a free country and a free world. I mean, this kid doesn't have to play football for us.
Well, he's got to give the money back.
I don't even know if they claw the money back. I don't even know how they do that because you don't want to be seen as somebody being vindictive.
Take that money and go put the bag in front of DGG so we can get that kid. I don't know. Like I said, Tony, this thing is just. I don't know how you take this seriously. We did everything we're supposed to do, and we're a have. We're not a have-not.
That's correct.
Imagine what the have-nots think.
James Daniel IV said. Now listen to this. This is with the critic now, okay? This is what the critics say about this guy. I think it's kind of unfair, but sort of fair. So I'm going to straddle the fence on this one. He said, Heupel's the reason we're in this spot. This is year 6. It's his program. Being a have-not is 100% on him. It doesn't take 10 years. Tennessee's a have, though, Mark.
We're not
You're
a
right.
have-not.
No, we have have money. We have have money. I'm sorry. We have have money.
We have a $40 million football roster.
Yeah, we might conduct ourselves like a have-not. That's exactly right.
We have a $5 million baseball roster.
That's exactly right.
We are not a have-not. We have tons of money.
Bino, he's right. We're a have. You know that? We are a have.
No, I think we are. I think we have the financial backing to be a have. Hey, roster management has always been important, never so much as it is right now. And the ones that can evaluate and build their roster the best are the ones that are going to stay.
Yep.
And are we Texas or Texas A&M or Oregon? No. But we ain't Auburn.
Amen to that.
State.
Amen.
We got a lot of money.
And here's the problem. Here's the problem Tennessee has now, guys. And this is a problem, okay? Auburn comes to town with a quarterback that's going to run right on that end where Coleman was going to be all game long. You can already see it coming and run for 150 yards. You can already see it coming. I've seen this script 1,000 times around here. And he's not going to be there. And then on the post-game show, we're all going to be furious. And guess what? Right now, it's not Josh Heupel's fault, Bino. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. On that post-game show, we'll be ripping the hell out of him and blaming him, Bino, if Comrade Golish comes in and beats him. That's the way Tony, it is.
It's all about winning and money now. It's a scoreboard business. Nobody wants the excuses. And so, in closing, I'm sorry for taking up so much time.
No, I know we wanted to. I wanted a full download. Are there any questions, Bino or Bri, you guys have for him on this thing? Because I wanted a full download from you, and you painted a very, very, very telling picture of this kid. And look, I'm not piling on him because here's the thing: it's a free country. He can do whatever he wants to do. It sounds like we got a lemon here. It sounds like, Bino, is that a fair way of putting it? For the sport of college football, it sounds like we picked a lemon from the bunch.
Yeah.
That's all.
We did. And I said earlier in the show, Mark, and I believe it, I think it's going to happen more and more going forward.
Yes.
In this transfer portal era where you have no time to get to know who you're buying, what you're buying.
Yes.
I mean, they buy these guys faster than we'd buy a car.
And, Tony, what happens this fall when a school doesn't have the money to pay what they promised and kids start saying, I ain't playing unless I get paid?
Well, that's exactly right. Or how about this one? Or how about this one, Mark? Mark, play your other side. How about this one? I'm having a really good season. I don't like my contract. I'm holding out for this big game till you pay me some more money. That's going to happen too.
The CSC comes out and says, we don't approve
that
NIL.
That ain't going to happen.
And you know, the backlog is so long. What happens then when what happens to the fan? What do the fans say when? Now they'll probably hide it as a hamstring injury or whatever.
Right.
But if a team has like 10 guys that just say, I ain't playing unless I get paid, what's that happen to the fans of college football? Do we finally start saying, okay, this is really kind of stupid, and does the fandom get turned off, or is the color of the rooting for the laundry so strong that it just doesn't matter and the thing's unbreakable? I don't know.
Thank you. Good talking to you. Good talking to you. Thanks. Vols in trouble in the third inning. If you want to get in, 865-200-5402. Is that a play Marin should make, Bino, or no? It looked like it got under his glove.
Yeah, it's that ball was really hard hit.
Yeah.
It just had to kind of web it, luckily.
The man on second is there because we had a shift that was a ball hit that was going to be hit right at the shortstop. I don't like their shifting. I'm not a fan of it, but it's easy to say when a ball's hit at a shortstop and he's not there to field it. Not a big fan of their shifts, but they've gotten stung by them. Not recently, though. But during their losing streak, they were getting stung by this stuff. Balls being hit at guys that weren't there. Blanco's now worked 0-2. It's top of the third. ECU's got runners on first and second in a scoreless ball game. 865-200-5402. I'm exiting after we're not going to do any overtime today because I ain't fighting City Hall. I'm smarter than that. I think Mark in Columbus gave us a pretty damn good report there, Bino. I think we ought to cut that out and shoot it across social media today. I think that's a good I think that's a pretty good, fair and honest look at this young man and what's going on here, Bino.
Yeah, I appreciate Mark taking the time to look into it and talk to people who actually know.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of insight, a window into what's happening here.
And Bino, I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I'm not going to blame a coach for doing what I want him to do, which is play in the portal. It's just our luck that we're the team today that Knockos is reporting on. And I don't know if we're the only one because I haven't seen others, but maybe this happens at other spots in college football. But for some reason, it feels like we're the only one, Bino. But you got to love
we've
this
been
place.
on a run of it here, Tony, for 3 straight years. Nico, Boo, and now this. So we've certainly had more than our share, but as a twin killing, it got us out of trouble.
6-4-3, Bino. I love that, don't you?
Absolutely. Pitcher's best friend. But I can't believe that we're the only one in this era that this is happening to. It's just, again, there's no time to get familiar with who you're bringing in if you're playing in the portal. And I think you have to play in the portal to win at a high level.
Hey, this Grimmer guy, for a guy who's like a part-time second baseman, Bino, that's a hell of a turn that kid just made there.
Yeah, he's made 2 really nice plays.
Shit.
One on the ball hit up the middle that he dove and backhanded in the first inning, and then I thought Grimmer was more of an outfielder than an infielder. But obviously,
that's a hell of a play on that turn on that double play. I mean, I'm going to tell you something about the sport of baseball. Little things matter, and when you see a kid like that turn on a ball. I mean, that's a beautiful turn by him. Wow, what an athlete.
It's the best defensive team. It's the best defensive team we've had in a number of years.
Yeah, that's the thing that's sad. These guys are championship-level defense, championship-level offense, and a pitching staff that, it's spawn insane and pray for rain. 865-200. 5402. Really, really great double play there. Jacob Dobman says, Tony, tell me if we got a lemon. How did Jim Knowles not know that in advance? I have no idea. I don't even know if you can blame Jim Knowles, but Columbo said, dating back to this kid's childhood, he's a kid you had to always talk off the ledge. The coach always would have to go knock on the door, and his dad would say, if he wants to play, he plays. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And he would stay on sports teams. And, Bino, I believe that. I believe that's how you get, when you're like he is right now, 19 or 20 years old, in the spot he's in, I believe that's how you get this type of kid, from that sort of expectation on him.
Yeah, Tony, there's always way more patience for the uber talented.
Yeah. But pointing at Josh Heupel, and I get it. Do I think Josh Heupel's a great program leader guy? No, I don't. I think he's a really nice football coach. I think he does a nice job. I think he needs help in his infrastructure. I think he needs a heavy. I'm telling you right now, my information is this strength and conditioning coach we have is not feeling this kid's pain. He's just not. He's just not feeling his pain. Bino, this Owings guy does not strike me as the type of guy that's going to feel a kid's pain like this. The kid that has to be cajoled and is kind of petted. This guy doesn't strike me as the I'm going to pet you and give you praise type of guy. How about you, Beanstar?
No, he does not, Tony. And that's
kind of what you need.
That's what we've been asking for in this program.
Yep. CK Bogey says GBO from Roma, Italia. How about that, CK Bogey?
Wow.
You go, buddy.
CK on in Rome.
Academy. Where are the Italian girls, CK? Hey, Bogey. Don't go too crazy with the Italian girls over there, all right? I know you're kind of you fashion yourself as a piece of man candy. Negative in real time watching a game. Fly balls, pathetic, Bino. The wheels are already coming off negative. 7 outs into a baseball game. Brian, your thoughts on what we're witnessing here so far? Brian Hartman.
Well, the Vols have yet to have a base runner, 7 up, 7 down, but they've hit some balls hard.
Yep.
And you got to feel like as the game goes along, some of those will find some holes.
Yep.
And they've had some timely pitching. I think Blanco looks like he's in command. So
he's doing a nice job. Yep.
It's like yesterday, the first big hit, the first run might be the difference.
And our kid in left field, Bino, and I love him, but he swings. Why in the hell would you ever throw him a strike, Bino?
Yeah, I think I've been more fooled by him, Tony. My early season thoughts of him was he was really, really a fine hitter, and he may be. He may be one that's just battling himself that comes out next year, and I may have been enchanted by a really pretty left-hand swing, which he has.
He got a great left-hand swing. His at bat
but
right there.
His knowledge of the strike zone is just about zip.
Okay, so here's what happens. He swings at 2 balls that are one almost hit him. The other one was not even close to being a strike. He wasn't tracking the ball at all. He fouled one of them off. He swung and missed at one of them, and he took strike 3.
Takes a belt ball
right down Broadway. The type of pitch, and that's got to be a mistake that pitcher makes, right? Bino at 1-2 there, putting the ball there.
Well, you would think that's a mistake, but it's not a mistake unless you make them pay for it.
And now our 9-hitter. This kid here fooled me. I thought this kid was going to have a good season, Bino. He's out of Ackworth, Georgia. Yeah. And over the summer, if he stays with us, we need Dave and Ackworth to work with this kid. The Dave and Ackworth Baseball Academy.
Watch him barrel one up for the first hit of the game and hit it a mile.
Okay.
That'd be good. I'll take that.
Okay, Bri.
I'll take that. I thought Tony, he was going to be a real weapon for us as a leadoff man and on the base paths.
Me too.
Just a pest for everyone to deal with, and it just hasn't happened.
I thought he'd live on base, Yeah. He's another one, though. The as Berkey likes to say, the hit tool for him, the hit tool's just not there. I'll tell you this. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays, 20 years later, or whatever they're calling themselves. They call themselves the Rays now. They're no longer the Devil Rays.
They're the Rays. Yeah, no devil to it. Just the Rays.
They're reinventing the sport of baseball again, Beanstar. It's really amazing.
Yeah, they're a a small budget, small ball team.
Yep.
That does just about everything well. They're hard to deal with. They're good. They seem to be really good talent evaluators, pitching developers.
Hey, Bino, this East Carolina kid can pitch. That's our second best pitcher. Like, see what number 1 looks like, because he froze him. Now, I do think we're going to hit this kid eventually, but he just made 2 beautiful pitches to get out of his inning. We'll come back on the other side. Vols and East Carolina are scoreless through 3 innings. Tennessee's hit a couple balls hard. If you want to get in the hunt in the mix with us, do that. We'll do our watch along and continue to chat with you. And Columbo, thank you for the great report on Coleman. And we're living in an era, literally, where you almost have to consider this. It sounds like if the Vols want this kid to rush a passer for them this fall, they're going to let him stay up there and then fly him in for home games. Do we get to that at some point? Eastern Michigan finished 3rd in America, and their coach literally said, "This is a great group of girls. I love them. They've come together as a team." They literally, Bino, several of them train in different places in California and fly to matches because they're funded by some sugar daddy or sugar mommy. What are we doing, Bino, with sports now? Really, what are we doing? You want to win like that? I'm a coach. I just kind of show up. Everybody has their uniform on. Hey, tuck in your shirt. I haven't worked with you all week. Hey, tuck in your shirt over there. You imagine where we are in sports, guys? Continue with more on the other side. Right after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called the Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside, so get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a T-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor, Marcos Garza, and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
That's a brisk moving baseball game we're watching. Blanco has scattered 3 hits through 4 innings, and we remain scoreless. Tennessee looking for their first hit as we're getting ready to go to the 4th. Brian Hartman, do we see Tennessee get their first hit in the 4th inning?
They need to put some pressure on this ECU pitcher by generating some base running traffic. And they've been 9 up, 9 down so far. So let's see if he can do the same thing the second time through the order. How would they adjust to him?
Bino the Great, what do you say?
Yeah, I think we'll see. I think we'll see Tennessee get a base runner here in the 4th. Hopefully, it's second time through the order, and this guy's. You go up there and you make comfortable outs. It looks like against him.
I agree with that.
You think you ought to You think you ought to be barreling him up, and you're not quite.
Cliff Godwin, they're interviewing him.
You're not overpowering anyone.
I wouldn't mess with old Cliff Godwin. That looks like a guy you wouldn't want to play with.
Cliff's a pacer over there too. He looks like he's going to walk about 9 miles.
I love him
within the confines of that third base coaching box within a 9-inning game.
I've always liked Cliff Godwin. We're going back to our phones, 865-200-5402. This Towers kid's a nice left-hander, just like Matt said. He's a nice player. We'll go back to our phones. I predict right here a ball in the gap coming your way, courtesy of Wright. He's going to hit a ball in the gap here. Let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, what do you say, boys?
Hey, welcome in, brother. How you doing?
Hey, doing good, man. Yeah, doing good. So, okay, on this Chaz Coleman thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like, with this NIL thing, like,
damn it,
you're never going to bat 1,000 with these kids.
Yep.
Like, you're going to get guys that are going to be great beyond expectation. Some guys that are going to bust off the field, they'll be great, and some off the field are going to be headaches. To some point, you never really know. I think everybody's going to have to deal with this at some point. I guess my biggest frustration is this. It's similar to the Nico thing. It's not that it happened. It's just the fact that it doesn't seem like we can get out in front of this stuff, and it feels like it blows up, plays out on media and social media, and it just kind of turns into a circus. It's just, I want to feel like we've gotten past all that, and we're more buttoned up, as an organization, and we're at least getting out in front of this stuff. And that's the frustrating part with me, Because I think this stuff happens in other places. I just don't think you hear about it to the extent.
Home run for Grimmer. Lee, right in your, because I'm going to get back to what you're saying, but we're at a watch party here. Grimmer hits a home run for the Vols. Bino, I thought that outfielder fooled me. I thought he pulled the ball down, but that ball was way out of there. I thought to myself, now, if that ball gets blown down, they've got a fan out there blowing these balls back, because that was going off his bat. That was way out of there, right?
No. Yeah, you could tell by Grimmer's response when he first hit it that wasn't coming. That wasn't coming back.
I mean, a hammer job.
Do you feel like that he had an opportunity to handle this one? I kind of feel like this one he really didn't have an opportunity to handle, which he had in the other two instances.
I can see that. I mean, I guess my comeback to that would be there were some red flags sort of in the spring with this. And
okay.
After already having gone through it a couple of times with a couple of different players on the heels of the Boot Carter thing, like, I don't know, at some point, like, it's not that I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but this is sort of back to back to back now. And, you know, I don't want to say it's his fault. It's not his fault, but I don't know if there's a pattern here, but at some point you eventually say, you know what, let's just not do this again. There's too many red flags. Let's just cut ties. Let go of the rope here.
Here's a problem, though, Lee, and I feel what you're saying, but the problem is they mortgaged that position to get him. Let's just call this what it is. They let a pretty good player go in Herring, who's from your neck of the woods. He's an okay player. I mean, he's not like a all-league player, but he's what I would call a competent, quality, credible Southeastern Conference defensive end. Stay right there. I want to turn it over to William Pattison in the playbook. And then we'll continue to talk with Lee here, because I'm excited. You should be excited. Wake has an early lead over Kentucky. Go John Curry. William Pattison, what you got? What you got?
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
We'll do a little overtime for you here, as Tennessee now is a base runner in the fourth. I thought we would get to this guy, Bino, right here in this inning. When you're barreling balls up on somebody early, eventually you're going to get to him. A second time through the order, it's an amazing thing how once guys get a chance to look at somebody. But, Lee, I want to have this discussion. I want to ask you guys about the Rays, because, Lee, you're a big numbers guy. They're visiting the mound now 38 pitches later. So we have the pitching coach coming out from East Carolina to visit with Towers. The Vols up 1-0, 1 out, man on first, bottom four, in a game where Tennessee finally gets on the board. Their first base runner is a guy that Grimmer hits a long home run, followed by another player that reaches. Who's on first, Bri?
That would be Henry Ford.
Henry Ford.
Who walked.
Lee, here's my thing. And I want you to kind of walk with me here. If you let Herring go and you let Ross go, and you could have paid Ross the money they paid this kid, and he would have stayed, and he wouldn't be at LSU right now. And you're looking up on draft boards, and you're seeing that Ross is projected as a top 20 to 45 pick in the draft, which essentially is higher than anybody you had in the draft this year. Bino, what's the umpire doing here? Why is the ump out in front of the plate? Oh, they're fixing his guard. He was fixing his timeout for equipment adjustment.
Gave him timeout.
Lee, talk to me here. How would you – you're not going to give up on that guy that quickly, are you, Lee?
No, I don't think you're giving up on him that quickly, but you have to weigh the pros and cons.
Right.
What's it doing to, like, your locker room? I think that has to be the most important thing. Like, what's the chemistry in your locker room? Like, with the guys that you know are bought in that are going to be there every day.
Right.
That, to me, that has to be the most important thing, and what the effect is on those guys. This is not necessarily Chaz himself. It's the other guys that are showing up every day and putting in the work. you know, it's I guess you're just weighing costs, the cost benefit and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's no easy answer. Like I said, if this was just something that just happens periodically, I get it, but it's just like every year. This is like 3 years.
Yeah, it's
in a row
annoying.
now.
It's annoying. I totally agree. And look, people that want to blame Heupel, if you want to blame Heupel for what happened last year with Boot Carter, I'm 100% in there. And if you want to blame him on this one, maybe if they let this kid come back and he plays him a full, they almost have to cut this kid loose now, I would think. Bino, that's the truth, right? Don't they almost have to cut him loose at this point?
Yeah, I mean, that would be my read on it, Tony, now that it doesn't look like that this is any kind of
mental thing, because that's not what I heard from Mark.
Yes.
I did not hear from Mark.
The other part that Mark threw in there that makes me give Josh even a little bit more leeway is the concussion issue. I mean, you're not going to run a kid if you think that he's not on the field or not fully participating because he's had a concussion.
Well, that's a pretty good point, Bino. That stuff's not anything to mess with. Again, if it was that, though, wouldn't they come out? Now, the Vols, and say, hey, this kid is in concussion protocol.
Yeah. Unlike depression issues and that kind of thing, you would come out and say something about a concussion. That's
I wonder if the concussion thing is spin from his side, and I wonder if the mental health thing is spin from Tennessee's side, because once I say mental health, we can't question the way Tennessee handles this kid, and it buys them as much leeway as it can buy them. I mean, let's just be honest about it, because I'm not going to cut a guy loose if I'm afraid he's going to do something, harm himself, whatever it is, okay? So that's true. That is certainly true. So that's well played if that's the case on the Vols or not. It could be spin. It might not be. I don't know. I do know this. Football coaches and administrators will lie to you. I don't know if that's newsworthy to anybody. I don't know if that's breaking news, but they will lie to you to keep themselves in the game on a kid. They'll lie to you, which is basically what you're going to do there by claiming it's that. Look, I'm not inside the kid's head. I can't say one way or another. But you just heard Mark in Columbus say that he knows for a stone cold fact that this is a kid that starts things and doesn't finish them. And this is a kid that wants to play basketball. And by the way, Lee, I don't know if you saw the photos of him, but the guy literally looked like Urkel at defensive end.
I looked him up after I heard you talk about him yesterday, and I was pretty shocked at the way that the kid looked. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't look like a defensive end to me. But
no, he looks like he's on a push-up. The guy doesn't look like he's on a push-up, let alone he just doesn't look like an athlete. I was like,
at some point, the red flags, man. At some point, it's just like it's right here in front of you. I think you just kind of got to do what's best for the rest of the team and just go ahead and move on. You know, you take a hit on the defensive line potentially. Yeah. I know he's got potential. Who knows? Maybe he plays and he's not even worth anything anyway.
Well, let me ask you something now, because Bino and I were having a conversation off the air. I saw something come across my feed. Tampa's at it again. They're reinventing the way baseball's played. This year, they're zagging while everybody else is zigging. They've decided, not only are they doing the thing and really leaning into it with the openers for pitchers, and they're just doing it with just about everybody. They have one real starter, and everybody else is an opener. And they're off to a great start doing this. But the other thing that they're doing, if you haven't been paying attention, just a really, 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 really nice play by East Carolina. That's a lot of luck, Bino. The ball hit at a third baseman. Smart, heady play by him. We ground into a double play. Who was that hit into the double play, guys?
It's Levi, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, Levi Clark.
That's tough. That's
just a bad at bat.
Yeah, it's a bad at bat. Thank you for calling it what it was.
But they happen.
Sure they do.
I mean, they happen.
It's a sport. It's a sport. So it's a 1-0 game.
2 out of 3 times, matter of fact, most.
Lee, that's a good point. Lee, what do you make of, and Bino, what do you make of what the Rays have done here? Because all this time, for the last 15 years, these eggheads from these Ivy League schools have tried to convince everybody, these Ivy League eggheads, and they've succeeded, by the way, that strikeouts don't matter. Just go up there and strike out as many times you want. Doesn't matter. Tampa's putting the ball in play at a higher rate than anybody. They've got the highest on-base percentage in the league. They've got the highest steal percentage in the league. They are among the leaders in runs scored in the league. They are moving guys efficiently, getting them from first to home at a higher clip than anybody in the league. Lee, I thought strikeouts didn't matter. How's Tampa able to do this, Lee, while spending no money while doing it?
The biggest thing with Tampa is it's the speed element. It's the stolen bases. It's getting first to third.
Why?
It's putting pressure on defenses to make plays. Like that's the biggest forgotten element. So there is a direct correlation between like hard hit, pulled balls in the air that equates to runs. Like those are directly correlative to scoring runs. So it's not that strikeouts don't matter. What Tampa's doing, obviously, with the contact percentage stuff is certainly different. They're trying to take advantage of like market inefficiencies when it comes to player salaries. But it's not necessarily the fact that they're putting balls in play. It's one, they've got guys that are getting on base via walk. And two, they've got guys that can steal bases. The stolen base, I think, is the most undervalued part of baseball, the speed element. That you can close that gap if you don't have power hitters that can put the ball over the fence. You can close that gap with speed. And I think a lot of organizations have gotten away from that. I think it's a massive, massive thing. You can see teams take big time jumps within the season just by stealing more bases within like a 2-week span. Their numbers can skyrocket.
Thank you.
Just by stealing bases.
Why are we putting pressure on? Why, Bino, did they buy this lie that we don't have to put pressure on professional defenses? Basically, Tampa's doing what Kentucky baseball does on the major league level. That's what they're doing. They play small ball, they bunt, they put balls in play, they do this and that, they take their walks, and then they run. They get on base, like Lee's saying, and they run, and they run, and they run, and they run, and they're winning, Bino. And by the way, that level of baseball or that style of baseball is pretty damn fun to watch. Oh, man, I thought he was going to make a catch at the wall. Whew. I mean, that ball was...
Brewers have done
yeah, go ahead.
The Brewers have done a really good job of that. The Brewers have done a really good job of that, too, with the way that they're playing. Now, I will say this, like, it is a pretty short sample size. We're not far into the season with Tampa.
I understand.
I do want to see where they're at, like, at the end of the season, as far as their record goes. But I think just putting the ball in play isn't necessarily going to correlate to winning games. It's the speed element. Like if you're just putting the ball in play with a bunch of guys who aren't fast, that can't steal bases, that can't get first to third, I don't think that helps you. I think you're going to lose more than you win. But it's having that speed, I think, is the biggest thing that Tampa has. I think that's the biggest thing that most teams are missing right now in baseball.
Hey, Bino. Hey, Bino.
What'd you say?
I said, hey, bitch.
You,
hey, Bino, pitch. I was going to say pitch number 60, Bino. Was
he calls me that all the time. When we're not on the air.
Pitch number 60, Bino, was just hit off the wall. Left on left crime. I thought Chapman, who's out there playing without a protective shield, was going to make a hell of a catch in left field, Bino, and he almost came up with it.
Yeah, really difficult play. Hit right over his head. Hit extremely hard. It would have just been throw your glove up and hope it goes in it on that play.
It was a hell of an effort.
He had the opportunity. I think the biggest trouble I have with modern baseball and analytics is just that there are so many strikeouts that are excused.
Right.
And that's not fun to watch. I mean, the reason you enjoy watching the Rays is they put the ball in play, something happens.
Right.
Somebody's running the bases. Somebody has to try to field it. It's not the pitcher and the catcher playing pitch and catch.
James Daniel says the Rays are a middle-of-the-pack offense, Tony. They're winning because of their defense and pitching and doing it just enough offensively because of their speed. James, that's what I said.
I'll tell you what they've done to this point, and I don't know if it's sustainable.
Hey, James, one thing you said, though, they're winning. Look at the roster. I don't know if it's sustainable either, Bino, but it's interesting. I'm cheering for them because I want somebody to
They get
zag.
so many big hits. They get seemingly every big hit.
Well,
and win every close game until the other day when the Yankees beat them with a walk-off. Those two teams had totally different records. I think the Yankees were 1-9 going into that game in one-run games or something like that, something ridiculous. So, yeah, and they were just about on the opposite end of the spectrum. So
the fact of the matter is they've got a 34-19 record. It's worth noting. And
yes,
you know, and that's all. And I celebrate it as East Carolina plates a run. Bino, what just happened there for East Carolina?
They got a base hit up the middle. They hit the ball off the wall and got a runner in scoring position, and then got a base hit up the middle to scoring.
That's a nice swing. And by the way, 2 left-handers get Blanco. Bino, what are we to make of that?
Their left-handers have about 4 of their hits, I think.
Yes, they do. Baseball's a weird sport, man. Lefty on lefty crime today, Lee. It's crazy, right? The sport is so just when you think you have it figured out.
There's more than one ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, I love it.
You can win baseball games different ways, you know?
Yep.
And I think there's just trends in baseball, like, you know, eventually I think small ball will start to become back. I think people will start to zag when everybody else is zigging. Like, I think it can all work, you know, to some level. And that's what makes it interesting. Like, I think it would be boring if everybody played the same brand of baseball.
I agree. I totally agree. And there's a place for the long ball, but there has to be a place for putting the ball in play, forcing the major league infielder to continue to make the play, and then valuing, and I mean really valuing walks. Because when you're up there in a situational space where how many major league hitters, guys, do we watch where a guy will miss the strike zone 8 consecutive times? And that 9th pitch, the guy's up there swinging first pitch, Bino, like they're not even watching the damn game. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Boy, Grimmer with a nice pickup at second base. This Grimmer guy, Beanstar,
he's having a game.
He's having a damn game on defense. That's a nice pickup right there.
And he hit the bomb, too.
Lee, anything else for us on any of that? The Coleman thing, I hate, because I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not hanging this on Josh Heupel, but when one of these quarterbacks comes into our building, and it's going to happen because we don't have any ends, or we only have one playable end, and runs, and they're running by us, you know, and one of these quarterbacks runs for 175 yards, the Byron Brown guy, we're going to be on here snapping out on our head coach who's making $10 million. And by the way, rightfully so, Lee. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, apparently from what I've heard, we'd be better off with someone out there other than Chaz. He ain't stopping anybody if what I'm hearing is correct.
Well, that's a good point, too.
Yeah, and the only other point I was going to make was just with Knowles. Like, I think the idea is, why didn't Knowles know this? And
I don't know.
This was my issue bringing Knowles in, and it's not that I'm totally against him, but it's just that all I had heard about Knowles was he's not exactly a people person. He likes to, quote, be in, quote, the lab a lot. Like, he's not exactly down there getting to know all of his players. Like, I don't think Jim Knowles is looking at Chaz Coleman's Twitter or Instagram. I don't think he cares. I don't really think he cares. I don't think he knows what kind of person he is off the field. Honestly, that's just what I've heard about Jim Knowles. He cares about what can you do for me on the football field. And if I'm sure part of the agreement with bringing him in with Heupel was, hey, they're just going to turn this over to Knowles. And Heupel's like, well, Knowles knows this kid. I'm just kind of turning it over to him and trusting him. And, you know, maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I'm just not sure Knowles knows these kids like maybe we'd like to think he would know them.
Hey, Lee, isn't his position coach here as well?
Yeah. I mean, you would think somebody would have some idea what's going on with this kid, but then again, I'm not there every day. But who knows?
Thank you, Lee. Good talking to you.
Thanks, Lee.
Well, hey, Bri, as he jumps off, you did a little research. Share with us what you found from Greg Piquel, who's been nice enough to join us in the past. In fact, he did a couple segments with us when we had the Penn State 4 join our ranks, and along with these assistant coaches. And by the way, he's a writer who covers Penn State and has for a few decades. But go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, he kind of just sort of led me to believe that there's no way they could have known, because I gave him a little bit of the details, but not too much.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much at Penn State that would lead anyone to believe he would go AWOL kind of like this. There wasn't much signs there, so do with that what you will. And Chapman just, it looks like, is going to try to stretch a single into a double.
He got it.
And he's successful.
I'm going to tell you something about this Chapman guy. He went up on that wall, and here's a guy with a broken face, okay, and tried to make a play. You know, in this NIL era, man, you got to take kids like that, and you got to celebrate them.
Nothing extra on the batting helmet for him today either.
No. Nothing extra on his batting helmet. The guy's a nut.
Looks like we're got lefty on lefty crime going against them too, Tom.
I remember once upon a time, better teams than this one could not hit lefties at all.